I did the math and I've spent around $2.7 million on ads of this ugly mug. I'm a soft 7, hard 6, and for some reason I work for UGC ads. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm able to make my average Canadian face work so well for filming ads. The answer probably isn't quite what you think. I'm going to go outside. We're going to take the gimbal out there. I'm going to show you exactly how I film these ads. You don't need a gimbal though. You could use like a $30 GorillaPod. Guys, it's actually really simple. Let's jump into the video, give you guys some tips so that you can create awesome UGC content that converts for your lead generation campaigns. All right, guys, so I thought I'd do a bit of a walk and talk here. Trying out this new gimbal. Like I said, I've actually filmed most of my UGC stuff on just a very simple GorillaPod. You can buy them for like 30 bucks. I still use that for a lot of stuff, but I thought, hey, let's use the new gimbal. So here are just some of my favorite tips when it comes to filming UGC content. I've filmed hundreds of videos myself, just like this. I'm a real person, I'm not AI, so that is helpful. I can actually run a bunch of different scripts. I can try a bunch of different things. I don't have to be limited to, again, using AI or paying a UGC actor a ton of money to test like a couple ads. So if you're comfortable on camera, I think that is the number one tip when it comes to running UGC. The second thing is you need to test a ton of different stuff. So I find a lot of times people will have this like perfect script that they want to run for their UGC content, but it's not about having the perfect script. It's really about testing as many different angles as possible, because the thing that you think is going to work perfect is probably not going to work perfectly. This is the trail just behind my house, which is pretty sweet. We're going to go down to the river. That's why I love living in Canada, guys, in the boonies. Get some nature in your life, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and when it comes to creating UGC content, I'm just stepping over some mud. You can work off of a script or you can wing it. I actually really like to wing it, so I don't use teleprompters when I'm reading UGC ads. When you're starting out, you know, you might want to use a teleprompter kind of app, but I find it just distracts me and like doesn't really allow me to just make it feel as natural when I'm filming this type of content. Oh, just trying this new gimbal, guys. Look at that river. Get some salmon spawning in there. It's pretty sweet. So again, essentially what I like to do is I like to think of a couple different hooks that I want to run in my UGC content. I think of the body of the script and what the potential lead has to do. And then I think of a call to action at the end of the ad. And that's really it. A hook, the body of the ad, which would be a couple different sentences that you would say, and then a call to action. So click below to take the quiz or whatever it is. So a UGC ad might sound something like this. I'd walk like this and I would just talk to the camera. If you renewed your mortgage in the past 5 years, you gotta listen up, because rates have come down a ton over the past 36 months. And now there's actually new rates available because the government just announced that they're dropping rates again. All you have to do to find out what the best rate is click below. Many people are renewing right now and they're dropping their payments by over $500 without having to pay anything. And you can even take cash out sometimes. So it makes sense to click below now and see what the lowest rates are that are available to you. Might as well drop that mortgage payment. Who wants to pay more? Not this guy. Okay, so again, I just totally wung that and made a quick, I'm gonna turn around here. Made a quick ad where I said a CTA, which is if you've renewed your mortgage in the past 5 years, you got to listen up. I talked about rates dropping, and then I said click below to find out. And I would just run that ad and try a bunch of different editions. I might try different backgrounds. I'd be out here in nature maybe. I'd be in my house. I'd be sitting in my vehicle. All these different things can make a big difference. And I've found, you know, for different niches and different offers, different scenarios, different demeanors, so more excited or more chill can work differently. But that's not all. That's just kind of the basics. But I'm gonna talk about some really interesting tips that can help make your ads even better. The first thing that I like to think about when I'm creating UGC ads is I want to zag when other people are zigging, all right? And so what that looks like is I discovered this one day. I guess there's a few ways I discovered this. One was I filmed some ads one time and I uploaded them into Facebook and I forgot to edit them. And so I'll show an ad in a bit here. I basically had 3 to 4 seconds at the start of the ad where I was just, I don't really like this angle after all. 3 to 4 seconds at the start of the ad where I was like, okay, and I went into my hook. So I just like stumbled on my words. And so when someone's scrolling on Facebook, they see that and they're like, what am I looking at right now? And then I jumped into the hook of the ad. And that ad absolutely crushed it. And I remember going into my Facebook manager and being like, what what did these ads not get edited? Like, what happened here? And I'm just like stumbling. I'm kind of like breathing and just getting ready to start my script. I didn't edit out the start, but that was such a good pattern disruptor that the ad actually crushed it and brought down my cost per lead. If you purchased a home or refinanced your mortgage in the last few years, then odds are there is a lower payment available to you because rates have just dropped. So I zagged when everyone else zigged. So I think there's a couple different ways you could do this. You could just leave like a second before where you're kind of pausing and it throws people off. Then they're like, wait, what am I looking at right now? It just stops them from scrolling because they're like, who is this guy? You could be like, yeah, honey, I'll be home in a few minutes. All right, guys, you got to listen up here, because if you've renewed your mortgage in the past 3 years, there's probably a lower rate available for you now. All you have to do is click below to get the lowest rates, and you could save up to $500 on your payment and take up to $20,000 in cash out. So you're saving money on your payment and you're taking cash out of the equity of your home. It's kind of a no-brainer, right? Click below to see if you qualify. Guys, last time I was walking out here, I saw a baby beaver. A baby beaver, I'll put a photo up. Maybe that's a way you could zag. You could be like, guys, I just saw a baby beaver. You want some lower mortgage rates? This might all sound kind of ridiculous, but I'm completely serious. Like I said, I've spent 2.7 million or so dollars on ads of my face where I'm just winging it and trying different things. Because again, when you're scrolling social media, if you just see the classic UGC actor, a lot of times people hire good-looking people, not this guy, hire good-looking people, and it just looks like the same as everything else. It looks like all the other ads you've seen. It's easy to scroll by because it just looks like everything else. But when you can pattern interrupt or disrupt, you say, honey, I'll be home in a few minutes, or wow, check this out, guys. Like, I might even literally be like this. Oh, guys, did you see that? A fish just jumped. That was crazy. And you know what else just jumped? Mortgage rates down. That's why you got to click below. Okay, I'm being a little silly there, but I might actually try something like that. Like, I'm not even kidding. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of video, because it's just an excuse for me to get my steps in. All right? It's the most 2026 thing ever to say. You can actually fish in this creek. I've seen some big fish. So, zag when others are zigging. I think this is a really important tool that you can use. So you're not just, again, pumping out the same UGC garbage that everyone else is. Everyone runs like stock photos and like the most generic looking people in their UGC ads. Get some diversity in your ads. Like, people that look different or look like the actual people that are seeing your ads is what you want. You don't just need beautiful people, okay? And so try different actors, try different things. It's all about split testing at the end of the day. Okay, so here are your action items if you want to try making some UGC content for your ads yourself. Again, this is for lead generation. So for whatever offer we have, whatever niche we're in, we can create an offer pretty quickly, whether it's mortgage like I tried today or roofing. All you need to do is sit down and brainstorm 5 hooks. Again, that would be for mortgage space. Did you hear rates just dropped? Or if you refinanced in the past 5 years, you got to listen to this. Or did you know there's actually lower rates available starting today because the government dropped rates? Those are 3 different hooks I thought of really quick. And then I would say something like, if you've, I'm huffing and puffing here, guys. If you renewed your mortgage, then you got to listen to this. Rates actually just came down another 50%, or not 50%, another 0.5%. So if you've renewed in the past 3 to 5 years, that means there's probably a better rate available to you. And the cool thing is, when you refinance, you can take cash out of your home and drop your payment, yada, yada, yada. Again, I would write some sort of script like this, and I would create several different variations of hooks and maybe a few different calls to actions. And then I would go and I would wing it. I would walk around my neighborhood and I would film some ads. And it's as simple as that. And then the next thing I would do is sit in my vehicle. Hey, did you hear that mortgage rates just dropped? Yeah, that means you can refinance and save up to $500 or $600 every single month without paying anything. In fact, you can actually take money out of the equity in your home as cash. So if you have a high rate and you've refinanced in the past 5 years, why wouldn't you click below and check what the new rates are? The government just dropped them, by the way. So click below and you can quickly compare rates and find out exactly how much less you could be paying every single month. So again, we've got our script, we've got kind of our base, we've got a bunch of different hooks. Now, all we have to do is go out and riff and try a bunch of different things out. Like I said, walk through the forest, walk through the city if you're in the city, zig and zag. Sit in your car, talk to some random stranger, be like, hey man, how's it going? Did you guys hear that rates just dropped? I'm telling you, it's going to work. It's so much better than the garbage that is out there that is just super basic. And it has worked so well for me, guys. I've filmed ads in multiple different niches that I've been running for years now at this point, because I'm just your average looking guy and I talk to people normally. It's just like in sales. If you talk to a really salesy person, it can really turn you off. But if you talk to somebody who's just, you know, a good time and has a good conversation with you, it tends to work a lot better. So if you can look more like an approachable human being on the Facebook feed, the YouTube feed, the TikTok feed, whatever, it's just going to work out a lot better in your ads. So I hope those tips make sense. As always, guys, you can join Leadbase Pro by clicking the link in the description for just 99 bucks, and you can cancel anytime. We're actually releasing a new creative flow that I think is going to be really, really helpful for you guys. That's going to dive more in depth into how I create these videos, and then how I also use AI to create UGC ads as well, because we've spent, you know, several $100,000 on AI UGC videos as well. We're going to talk about in that creative flow how I test different ads, how I might test an ad myself and then apply it to an AI UGC actor or 10, how we use different image creation tools and all that good stuff. Because at the end of the day, you need a lot of different ads to win in the competitive landscape that we're in 2026. If you want to generate leads and sell them for a profit, you need a lot of ads. So Leadbase Pro, link in the description. We have multiple weekly calls where you can sit down with myself. I spend 2 to 2.5 hours every single week answering questions and diving into campaigns of people in Leadbase Pro. It's a bit of a longer pitch because I left it to the end of the video, guys. So would love to see you in there. We're approaching 400 members, and we're super stoked to have everybody in the community. We're there to help, and we appreciate you watching the video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.